Hi ladies! In my next video, which is part of my customer request series, I am wearing my daughter's fairy wings because it's all about winged liner. And I want to show you two different techniques. So what I've done is I actually did the shadow the same on both of my eyes, and I'll give you a quick heads up on what that is. In the inner part or inner half, so the inner half of my lid is our Cream Shadow in Elegant, a gorgeous champagne color that is to die for. Perfect for every day. On the outer half of my lid, I started with Tenacious, which is this gorgeous bronzy cream shadow. And then over it, I went into our Palette 2 in this color Khaki. It's kind of a really dark matte brown. And I just kind of layered some of that right over with a crease brush to kind of darken up that edge and that corner. So I wanted the shadow. Oh, and I also went underneath with that Khaki about halfway in, just to kind of give me a basic eyeshadow look so that I can really show you the two ways to do wing liner. So what I'm going to show you is on this eye, I'm going to do a classic cat eye. This is where you're going to have, I'm going to use a liquid liner and go over the lid and wing it out on the edge. And it will be kind of reminiscent of a, very popular look for the 50s and 60s. And it's been timeless, right? An old Hollywood look, classic cat eye. I wear it all the time. The other one is I'm going to show you is actually what I'm calling my reverse cat eye. And that's where we focus all the liner underneath and wing it out from underneath. And it's also a really cool way to showcase your shadow look. So first I'm going to show you the classic cat eye, and what I'm going to do with that is take my Unique Pigment in Corrupted, which is a flat black color, and I'm actually going to use Paula Dorf Transformer Drops. This is something that I've been using for years and years and years. I discovered over 10 years ago. These go from eyeshadow to liquid liner. It creates a water resistant liner, and you just use a couple drops and it really makes a nice paste, and I like to be able to control the texture of my liner. So I'm just going to wet an eyeliner brush, and I like to use a pointed tip brush right now, but you can certainly use an angled one. There's a lot of different options. And so in order to do this, I'm going to try to get really close so that you can see. What you're going to do is I always start in the middle of my eye. And that's because if you lay your brush on your eye and it's a little thick, it's natural for it to be thick in the middle versus starting in this inner corner and you get a thick glob and you're like, oh, what do I do? And so this is going to help you work some of the liner in small strokes into that inner corner. And all the way to the outer corner. Okay, that's the easy part, right? So now we have to do the wing. All right, I'm actually gonna build that up a little darker. That's what's so great about making your own liner out of a pigment is you can control like how very black you want it. Okay, now when I do the wing, what I'm gonna do is actually follow the line of my lower lash line and come up and out. Okay, so my wing is not going to come straight out from my eye. It's actually going to come up on an angle because I'm trying to lift the eye. So let me try to get in close here. Okay, that's the start of my wing. Then I'm actually going to come from the end of that point and draw a triangle in. You can totally do this with pencil too, okay? There's no rules here with this. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I am just a big fan of the control that I get with liquid liner. And remember, you can always bring that wing out further if you want. Okay, so that gives you a very classic, and then we'll add lashes. I basically leave the lower lash line alone. I don't get too crazy with that I'm gonna come in a little further there. And you'll see when I add lashes kind of what that ends up looking like. Okay, so now let's do the reverse cat eye on this eye. So for that, I'm gonna take my Unique Pencil in Perfect, which is a black liner. And I'm actually going to line the waterline with it. And I'm gonna come all the way in to that inner corner. Okay, so now I've done the underneath, and what I'm gonna do is same concept. I'm gonna come from here and bring a wing out, all right? And so here comes my wing that I'm traveling up towards the little end of my brow. So you can see that. And then I'm actually going to pull this in just a tiny bit. Not too much, just a tiny bit along that upper lash line. I don't want to impede on where the eyeshadow gets lighter. I just want to come in like maybe 1/8 of an inch, okay? And then I'm not done yet because I'm actually going to come back into my corrupted black pigment, and I'm going to use this angled at the end of our liner shader brush, and in the dry pigment, I'm going to set that black in my waterline. Okay, to really give it that drama. And I'm also going to enhance the black and soften the wing. All I'm doing is going right over the line that I just drew. And then I'm going to pull it in like this to kind of give it that smoky effect on the corner. Okay, so now you can kind of see, if I go like this, how different the effect can be. So now I'm going to do lashes real quick, and I'm not going to talk during it so that I can speed it up so that when I edit the video, so that then you can just see the finished eye. So I'm going to finish it off with Fiber Lash Mascara, which you guys have seen me do tons of times. So I'm just going to do this real fast. All right. Okay, so now that I've added lashes, I want you to kind of focus on, so here I'm going to use this palette to kind of show you the difference. So here is the way your eye is enhanced with the classic cat eye, and then here is with your reverse cat eye. Okay, so I know, kind of trippy to look at me with it done both ways, but you can really see that you know, both looks are very beautiful, but both definitely utilize a wing. And it's, you can play with so many different options here. So like with this, I've done so many of our different liners. I've done navy, brown, black. You could do green. It would look great. With my, same thing with my liquid liner. I've taken so many of our pigments and turned them into a liquid liner. So, you know, you can really play around with these looks, but for classic black every day, you can definitely change up your look by doing it either way. So there's your 2 wing liners. Start playing with this and then send me a selfie so I can see how you did it. All right, love you guys. Bye.